Hey, welcome to another week. And it is the day after Memorial Day, and we're going to talk about that here in a few minutes. But first, a little house cleaning, if you will. Air show stuff. You know, one of the problems I'm having with deciding on the clips to use is that the clips are so short. Because you figure a plane traveling, 400, 500 miles an hour, so all the clips are anywhere between 11 seconds and 20 seconds long. But I do want to show you this. Because this is a 1 minute and 12-second clip that was provided to me by Brian Hearn of the Air Show News, and look that up on Facebook. It's a great Facebook page, and I believe it's airshownews.com. But check it out. For all news air show, these guys do a great job of reporting on the different air shows all over the country. So this is a video that was shot not by him personally, but by a camera he somehow, I guess connections is where it is what it all boils down to. A camera that he placed in Major Rain Waters' F-16 Viper in Myrtle Beach for the Viper demo at the Myrtle Beach Air Show. And what I want you to pay attention to in this video, aside from the movement of the pilot and exactly, it's not the smoothest ride ever. I want you to listen for the sound of the engines, because you can hear when he backs off the throttles. You can actually hear that when he backs off the throttles. And watch the left side of your TV screen, the wing of the airplane, and you will actually see the vapor forming and traveling over the wing. So this is a video courtesy of Brian Hearn of the Air Show News of Major Rain Waters at Myrtle Beach Air Show. Wasn't that cool? So, again, thank you, Brian. Thank you, Air Show News, for all that you do, all the great information that you folks put out. You do a fantastic job. Second piece of housekeeping, if you will. As I was watching back the show last week, it dawned on me that some of you may wonder exactly, what goes on behind me during my rant. What's in the background of the rant cam. So let's start right here. We've got the switcher. This is where I change the shots of the show from one camera to the other. This is my audio mixer. Right now I've got 2 channels for the computer and the playback, and 1 channel for me. Over here we have the playback computer where we put video clips, and it's not the best way to do it, but we've cobbled it together and it works. So I queue everything up over here, play it through one of the channels. Out to you folks. Over here, this little box is my my high definition recorder. That records a high def file of whatever's on the screen. And the brains for the switcher are in the rack, and a backup DVD recorder is in the rack. Now, when I switch cameras, I know I've got a bald spot, so leave me alone about it. Here we have the program. Over here is the program, what is actually being fed out to the recorder. This screen here has the program on one side. In the multiplex, we have the preview of the next camera that's coming up, so I can switch that back and forth to whatever camera I'm going to use next. And then down at the bottom we have 8 inputs for cameras that we can feed into there. So you know, that's what's going on back there. Just in case you were interested, and I know a lot of you probably aren't, but who cares? I explained it anyway, and that's a light, of course. But all right, let's get to Memorial Day. And a lot of the misconceptions about Memorial Day. Memorial Day is not a day to thank veterans for their service. Memorial Day is not the beginning of summer. It's not either one of those things. Memorial Day is typically not supposed to be a happy day. Memorial Day is the day that we honor those who have fallen in defense of this country. It's not a day of happiness, it's a day of mourning. It is a day to think back to all of the souls who gave their lives so that you can go about your daily life. That's what it's about. To veterans, it's just another day. Because the majority of people who have served and are still alive to talk about it remember every day the folks that were lost, the brothers that went before us. That's what Memorial Day is about. It's about those 16, 17, 18-year-old kids that stormed the beaches at Normandy and who fought on Iwo Jima and Belleau Wood and all those other battles that America has been involved in, from the Revolutionary War to the Civil War to the Vietnam War to where we stand now in Afghanistan, Syria, Libya, everywhere, and not just wartime. Because as everybody who has ever served in the military or who is looking to serve in the military, we know it is a dangerous place that will take your life in a minute, even in training. We've lost a few souls in the aviation industry in the past year. One of the latest being the Thunderbirds pilot that was lost just a couple of months ago. Those are the people we think about on Memorial Day. Those are the people that gave everything for this country, for the freedoms of this country. So, anyway, I just wanted to, set that fact straight. Veterans Day in November is when you thank veterans for their service. Then again, every day, thank a veteran for his service. Because without them, you would not have the life that you have. I know. And I have been personally touched by military tragedy. I had been in the Navy less than a year. I was 17, 18 years old. 19, almost 19 years old. 18 and a half. January of 1980, when I was working on the flight deck with my squadron, and during a 7 o'clock p.m. recovery cycle, one of our aircraft came in and missed the wire, or there was a malfunction of something, and as he careened across the deck, his wing hit a bunch of F-4s parked on the bow, and the plane went off into the water. But the pilot, who was one of our lieutenants in our squadron, Charles Morrow, perished, and our commanding officer, A.J. Lynch, Commander A.J. Lynch, also perished during that incident. And it's a tough thing. It's a tough thing. But everything didn't stop, you know. Next day, things went on as normal because it has to. It has to. So, anyway, that's what Memorial Day is. Memorial Day is remember those who gave their lives so that you can have your life. Yeah. Veterans Day, thank a veteran. Every day, thank a veteran. Be grateful that they exist. So, all right, let me get into a little bit of ranting because, you know, I heard this morning, actually I heard a couple days ago, but I heard it again this morning, and it just confirmed another fear, you know. Not really a fear, but just more inconsistencies with life. Apparently there's a video game coming out where the object is to run through schools and kill as many civilians as you can. What the hell do you say to that? And what brain turd thought that up? You know? A game where you go through schools and shoot up school kids. Extra points to the kid in the wheelchair. Yeah, you know, that should be a funny joke. But it's not. I don't know what to say. I can understand people liking, you know, the shoot 'em up games. I like shoot 'em up games. But I like military shoot 'em up games. And there is a difference. The deer hunter games, where you hunt animals. You have to shoot the animals. I mean, monsters. Shooting monsters is all right. Zombies, maybe shooting zombies is all right. But shooting people is not all right. You know? The military shooter games have a lot of strategy involved. You're fighting an enemy who is also trying to shoot you. You know? But this whole, you know, Grand Theft Auto was another one that I thought, yeah. People capitalizing on violence. And at the same time, saying we need to stop violence. You see how stupid that is? I don't know. It's just, it's dumb. Video games do play a part. The TV and movies and video that we watch on the internet play a part. Again, this is not just like the opioid problem. This problem of societal and cultural violence, it doesn't have just one cause or one answer. Just like in the title, societal and cultural violence. It is a societal thing. It is a cultural thing. And it's going to take huge changes in attitude to stop any of the violence. Words aren't going to stop it. Banning guns aren't going to stop it. It's going to take a change in our thought patterns. Why you smart people don't understand this, I don't know. But the screaming and riling up and marching in the street does nothing but inflame the situation. It does nothing but further divide us. Yeah. I don't know what the answer is. Again, it's going to take a cultural change. But cultural changes can happen. Because look, we've taken our society, at least here in America, from a point 150 years ago where sustainability mattered to a point now where we are almost a completely disposable society and culture. Nothing is meant to last. Like I said last week, you're not going to find any of this pressboard garbage furniture in antique stores in 100 years. You will find no trace of our generation in 200 years. There will be nothing left of us. Unless we do something different, which is to start paying attention to the quality of what we make and what we want to leave behind. I don't know. I spot off this long diatribe, right? And then at the end I go, well, I don't know. What the hell do I know? There was something else I was going to talk about. Mike Daniele was talking this morning on KBK, one of his news broadcasts, about a study done by Cars.com that said that the majority of road rage incidents in this country happen in Los Angeles and D.C. Los Angeles and D.C., the most angry drivers. That's right. With 41% feeling somewhat stressed out during their commute to 38% swearing profusely. Which is how I handle my road rage. I don't swear at people because I'm in the car by myself. I just swear. You know? Make fun of other drivers. You know. And I'm thinking maybe, that may be, the problem is that driving takes so long and things don't happen, in a timely manner. So to use a dash cam and narrate it would be, you'd have to do a lot of editing and piece together all the good stuff that happened during the trip. But anyway, I've been a professional truck driver. I drove for a little over 2 years over the road for a company called Prime Incorporated. I was part of a team, which meant the truck was rolling almost 24 hours a day. I could go to sleep in Texas and wake up in, Arizona, and completely miss New Mexico, which, it's kind of a cool life. You see a lot of territory, mostly interstates, but you put a lot of miles on. And driving is kind of my addiction. I drive 80, 90,000 miles a year. So I've got well over 1 million miles under my belt driving. These days it's mostly East Coast stuff that I can access within a couple days drive of New Hampshire, where I live. Only because I don't want to take that much time off from work. So I would like to make a complete, cross country, maybe out Interstate 40 and back on Interstate 80 or something like that. It would be a great trip. And I want to get back out to the Southwest, because I love the Southwest and the West in general, until you get to that California line. And then not so much. But Colorado, Wyoming, Montana, New Mexico, Arizona, all those beautiful, beautiful states, even Nebraska. I mean, I'm not a huge corn lover, but, Nebraska and Iowa were nice, where it was nothing but 150 miles of corn. Which, when you see that, you wonder, why is the world starving? Because 150 miles of nothing, from the road to the horizon of corn. We got some corn, brother. We got some corn. Anyway, road rage is something you bring on yourself. Road rage is, I don't get road rage. Sometimes I get a little stressed, I get a little upset at, because there are people who don't understand that driving takes focus. When you're driving, you should be doing one thing. You should be driving. You shouldn't be reading the paper. You shouldn't be putting on your makeup. You shouldn't be, yelling at your kids in the back seat. You should be driving. That means paying attention. Out there. At what's going on around your car. You don't necessarily have to worry about other people, because, even if you are the very best and safest driver ever, everyone around you is an amateur. That's the way I look at it. No matter how good of a driver I am, everybody driving around me is an amateur. And they're just driving because they got to be somewhere. Yeah. If you're going to worry about being late and traffic being late, here's one way to cure it. Always be early. I hate traffic going to air shows. So you know what? I get there early. 3 hours early, 2 hours early, 3 hours early. Guess what? Not a bit of traffic. Not a bit of traffic. I end up first in line at the gate because of planning. Yeah. On the way out, sometimes it's a wait. But then again, it's nothing but time. And we've got time. Exactly. Don't be in such a rush to get from one place to another. The beauty is in the trip itself. Remember that. I don't know. Anyway, so I guess let's go back over to this camera over here. And make sure I queue up my credits. Credits are queuing up. Of course, the computer is going to take however long it decides to take to get the credits queued up because it's a slow computer. So let me grab my timer and bring it over here so I can see it in front of the camera. And let me think of any last minute stuff that may be going on. Can't really think of anything. The next air show I attend is going to be the Rhode Island Air Show down at Quonset, Rhode Island. It is June 9th and 10th. So that's not one I have to take any time off from. I'll drive down there and then drive back and then drive down the next morning. So that one should be good. That's a free to the public, free parking, free entrance, free admission. The Blue Angels will be there. It's about, I think, 2.5 hours away, between 2.5 and 3 hours, depending on how you drive. And again, maybe a little less for me because I've got the plan. I know exactly what lane I need to be in at all times. And that's what professional drivers do. So anyway, I guess that's it for this week. And until next week, I'm Rick Blood. This is Unfiltered. Peace.